Hey, what's up everyone? It's Adson here from Weekend Garage. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a 24 pack of ambient lighting for your Ram 1500. Demo vehicle is a Ram Rebel 2020. First, you're going to get packages that look like this. We're going to take it all out and test it before we install in the car, so you know you're installing a properly functioning kit. This is what the kit looks like. 4 speaker grills, 5 controllers, and a lot of footwell lights and cup holder lights. These are for the doors and dash. It's like a strip light. This is for your center console, and here's your wiring kit. So what you're going to need to do for this install is remove the plate under the driver's seat. There's 2 7mm, one here and one there, and then you can pull the panel right out. And then we're going to remove the center console if you have it. It's a 10mm right there. There's a cover. Pop it off. And then another 10mm here. There's a cover here which looks like this. Pull tabs. You can pull it off. And then there is another 10mm. You can move your seat all the way forward. It's just right there. So there's 3 10mm per side, 6 in total. Then you can slide this back. As you see, I've already done so here. Don't slide it back too far because you're gonna rip the wires for your center console right there. We just need that gap to pass the wires through for the footwells and the lighting on the dash. So now that you've pulled back your main console, we're gonna install the main controller with double-sided Velcro tape. And then we're gonna stick it down here. And then run the wiring in the back, nice and neat, all the way to that fuse panel right here. So the wire is going to go from there to here. And if you guys email me and purchase the kit off me, everything will be converted to English. So just shoot me an email. My email is down in the comments below if you guys are interested. So one more thing before you put it in, what I've gone ahead and done is bought these wiring harness tapes. I'm going to tape all the stuff that we're not using up. So when I hit bumps and stuff, it's not going to rattle against the plastic like this, which I find it annoying. So after it's all wrapped up, we're not going to have any noise coming from this plastic harness. This is what it looks like after I've wrapped it up with the wiring harness. Much cleaner. There's all the stuff that we're not going to use. So we put the Velcro on. We're going to stick it down right behind the console there. I've plugged in the harness already. We're just going to leave the ACC wire, ground wire, and a button wire. And then the 2 zone controllers right there, the 2 reds. So we're going to go ahead, find a safe place for this. I'm going to put it right there. Facing down, so if water condensation comes around here, it's not going to drip into the harness, it's going to go downwards. So we're going to feed the ACC and ground wire through this hole right here and behind there. So after connecting my harness, I've gone ahead and fed the wire through the center console on the bottom. And then I've put the included double-sided tape on the footwell lighting, connected it on, and now we're going to peel it. With one hand, but got it peeled. Now I'm just gonna put it right in the middle here. My seat's usually put all the way back, so you can't see this at all. I'm gonna pull the wiring back in a bit. Make sure you feed it under the seat so it doesn't get caught when you're moving your seat back and forth. I'm the only driver in this car, and my seat's all the way back usually. Right now it's all the way forward just to show you the install process, so you won't be able to see that light. This is what it looks like with the seat pushed all the way back. I've actually decided to install it on the top of the seat right there. I'm going to zip tie these onto the wiring harness later. So when you get in the vehicle, you won't be able to see the light at all. Before, when I put it down there, I was able to see it. So I've moved it right up there. The front driver's footwell lighting, I've decided to put it right beside the factory footwell lighting. Just double-sided tape. quick disconnect if you need to take the whole panel off for service. And then once again, the wiring's going through there, and then it's gonna go behind here and onto here. So right now we're under the passenger seat. We're installing in the exact same spot as under the driver's seat. I've already passed my wiring under the railings, so it won't get caught when you're sliding back and forth. We're gonna put on this quick disconnect, and we are done for under the passenger seat. So this will be aiming at the rear passenger area. So for the passenger footwell, what I did was I passed the wiring harness through that hole. There's a controller through that hole. Through the bracing here, I took out the glove box, and then you could reach over, grab the wire, pass it on to the next one, on the next one. And then there is a hole right beside the existing ambient lighting from the truck. And I passed it through there. I'm gonna wrap this in the wiring harness tape so it doesn't rattle against the plastic inside. And then I'm gonna stick it around here out of sight near the factory hole. So that's how you install the 4 footwell lighting. Now we're gonna do the dash lighting and the console trim. We will do the wiring management all at once, so excuse this mess, it'll look much better after. Got a lot of small zip ties that we're gonna use and help. There's a whole bunch of sizes that come with this package. One for every door, a few for the dashboard here. I'm gonna put some here, and then I'm gonna put 2 here, 1 here, and 1 over there. So we're gonna grab our second wiring harness. It goes from 1 onto 4 adapters. We're gonna connect it to zone 1 LED lighting. So after you've connected your second wire harness, what we're gonna do is loosen up this Phillips screw right here, put it somewhere safe. Now this is gonna become loose, and it's gonna enable you to fit your blade looking light all the way down until the end. I'm just gonna shift it down so it goes all the way up, so we're not wasting the length we have here. So hang on a second while I get that done. So the piece here was actually a bit too long, so I've gone ahead and cut off 2 inches with scissors. Make sure it's off when you cut it. I measured a little bit over the edge, and then this is going to be going all the way here, sticking up a little bit. That's going to be covered by the center console, so I don't mind. So this is what it looks like if you have installed it correctly. No. Much sticking out at all. It's gonna be flush, and I have it going up a little bit. I'm gonna cover that with black tape. You can trim it all the way down here if you want, but since my center console is gonna cover it, I'm cool with that. No one's ever gonna see it, and it extends all the way down, which looks better in my opinion. That is what it looks like. Let me turn it off so you can see what it looks like as well when the lights are off. There's a Bluetooth app for this as well, but right now, for install purposes, I'm just going to use a switch. That's what it looks like. You can't even tell there's anything there. 10 levels of brightness. Different modes. Once this is all finished being installed, I'll show you guys a finished video. Not too bad. Let me put the screw back and secure this in place. And then we'll work on the other side as well. We're gonna put one here and one right there. After you've adjusted how much of the blade light you want to show, we're gonna tighten it down so it won't move. Now we're gonna do the same for the other side. So this side's all done. Looks amazing. We're gonna loosen this Phillips right here and do the same. So for the passenger side, it's the exact same process. Loosen this Phillips screw, put it somewhere safe. Put in the blade light, cut off however much you want. In my case, I did 2 inches. I'm gonna trim this later on if I want to, but I just wanted to leave some slack for now when I'm doing the wiring. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna put the screw back and lock it in place. To remove the radio, what you're gonna have to do is pick up this plastic. And there's going to be two 10 mils right here, or Phillips. We're going to unscrew both of those, and then you can just pull on the whole radio, and the whole radio will come out. We're going to disconnect the connectors back there, and then we'll put this radio somewhere safe. So after taking the two screws off, you just pull on it hard, and then I'll unlock these clips. Nothing is going to break, don't worry. And then we're not even going to bother disconnecting the cables because we actually have space to access everything. What we're going to do now is measure how long we need this blade. You can install it in a different place if you'd like to, but this is where I choose to install mine. It's going to look like this. Tucked into here, and we'll turn the light off. It's going to go all the way up to the edge. It's hard showing you guys with one hand while filming. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to be nice and hidden. And when you look from the top, you're not going to be able to see the light. But if you're sitting as a passenger, it's going to be a nice ambient lighting here. So now we're going to cut it. Probably put some black tape on the end as well. Next, I've got my glue gun all heated up. I'm going to apply some hot glue on the edge here, all along until the end, so I can stick this blade light on, just like this. After I put the hot glue, it's going to sit inside here and on the side. So now we're going to add the short strip onto the driver's side. That side's all done and hot glued down. Now I pulled this off. It's held on by tabs. The radio has to be out. You just pull it. 3 plastic tabs, comes right out. And then I'm going to cut the shorter blade to length. I'm going to do the same thing, hot glue it on the edge all along, stick it on, and then we'll put the panel back. First off, we're going to trim it to length. Probably take off an inch or two. Okay, so now that we're done the center console, both sides, front dashboard, both sides, we're going to do some cable management here. I've looped everything, bundled it all up, and I've put a couple zip ties on it. And then I've tucked it so it would minimize any noises during driving. And then after that, we're going to slide the whole console back. We're not done the power wiring yet, by the way. This is just a temporary setup to test my lights as I install them. We're going to slide this back and fasten this part up. And then I'm going to start taking the doors apart. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that part. Doors, handle lights, footwell lights, door pocket lights next. But this is looking pretty good so far. That's what the front looks like. I've just slid the center console back up. I'm going to put all the bolts back in, close everything back up, then we'll start working on the doors. So this, you just push it back in, put the bolts on the left, right, 2 in the front, and 2 on that side. And this will all go back together. Make sure your lights are still functional after you slide it in. That didn't rip anything out. So now that everything is put back together on the interior, we're going to work on the door panel. What you're going to want to do is pry this tab off and pry this tab off. There's 3 10mm, 2 down there and 1 up there. And then we're going to go ahead and pry the door off, and we'll put that somewhere safe. So after you've loosened off the 10mm behind the door handle and the 2 10mm on the pocket, there are about 14 tabs, 1, 2, 4, 5, all the way around. Once you pull it out, you lift the door up and then you pull back because it catches on this lip here, so the door actually hangs on here. And then what you want to do is take out the lock and the door handle. This is how you take this one out. You get a long needle nose pliers, you press on both sides so you can bring it back, and then this metal rod, you'll be able to pull it out. It's very easy. This window switch handle, you just reach your hand around and then press on this tab right here and pull down. put your door somewhere safe, and then we're gonna go work on it by adding the modules, door speaker light, door handle light, door pocket lights, blade lights, all of that. Now that you've taken off your door card, we're gonna install it onto this top strip here. You can install it wherever you want, but for this video, I'm gonna put it here. Then we're gonna push the wires into the molding here. Just gonna need 2 hands for this, but after you're done, you're gonna be able to see these wires. I'm gonna help you get a screwdriver, help me push it in. And anyways, when the door is closed, you won't be able to see this part. Then we're gonna fit this in there. If you want to make this easier, you can use a sound ender roller. You can roll it on. Then it'll be flush with the door panel and you won't be able to see it at all. When installed properly, this is what it's gonna look like. You can't even tell it's in there. Check it out. It's fully flush with the door panel. What helped me achieve this is the sound ender roller. I could roll it on without scratching any of the panels or creating any kinks in the wiring. This is what the end looks like. Barely noticeable, especially when the door closes. This part is not visible. So next up, we're going to install the door handle light. It comes in 2 pieces like this. What you can do is feed it through this door pocket hole where the existing lights would go if you had ambient lighting. Poke it through. And with the other hand, we're going to put the light onto that stub. This is what it looks like after you push the stub onto light. And then we're just going to hot glue it in place just for better security and so there's no rattling noises behind the door pocket. And then we could do the speaker light. I'm going to hot glue it onto here. And also the cup holder light, which I'm going to hot glue down there. That's going to watch the water bottle area. So that's on there, and I've put some hot glue on the side too, so nothing moves around. Now I'm hot gluing the cup holder light. That's what it looks like. Just holding it, letting it dry and settle. And then I'm going to glue the speaker light on. Now that we're finished putting the devices on the door, we're going to grab our secondary controller. Don't worry, it's not in English right now. If you guys buy it from me, the package I send you guys will be fully translated and quality control checked. So we're going to plug this in. What's great about this kit is that you don't have to home run everything back through the door channel to the original controller. All this is wireless controllers. Makes installation much easier. Now we're going to grab the accessory wire and the ground wire, and we're going to tap it into one of these. I'm just going to choose this one because it's the easiest. It's a large black one and a large red. So I ended up taking out the speaker because it looks ugly, and my speaker is 6x9. That was a 3-inch or 6-inch circle, so it didn't look good. Now we're gonna put Velcro on the controller somewhere safe and out of the way, and then we're gonna close everything back up. This is what it looks like right now. You can't even tell there's a wire here. That's what the side looks like. That's what the door pocket looks like. So this is what I tapped the positive and negative into, the large red and black. And then I put Velcro onto the door controller right there. Everything is plugged in and working. I'm going to put the door back together. I'm just going to cycle through some of the modes that we have. You can see what it could do. First one. Second mode. Third, solid color. You could do the dimness as well. More solid colors. This one gradually gets brighter and darker, I believe. It's like a breathing mode. Flashing. This one's pretty cool. Once again, you can change the brightness. I'm going to show you right now if you think it's too distracting. This is the darkest. And we're going to gradually go up. It's the brightest. Cycling through the modes for you guys to see. Once again, it is all continuous and synchronized through all the doors. I like mine purple. It looks really good in person. The camera doesn't do it justice. I like mine either on red or purple. Some questions I had before I installed is what it would look like during the daytime. That's what it looks like. You guys can't even tell that there's LEDs installed. If I go really close, that's what it looks like. If you look down, it is not visible. That's what the door pocket light looks like. From above, it's not visible. And the other light in there, you can't even see it. And let me turn it on for you guys. Let me show you the back before I turn it on. That's what the back looks like. LED installed, not visible once again. See? That's where it is. Door pocket light. And bottom light, not visible. Footwell lighting, you can't see it. Just gonna turn it on so you can see for yourself. And here's what the dash lights look like. I could have glued it better, honestly. There's a little bit of hot glue showing, but with hot glue, the good thing is I can just pull it off and redo it. The other side, it's not visible. Strip light right here. Just gonna hit the start button. There's actually a on sequence. Show you what it looks like. That's what the startup sequence looks like. Very nice. I didn't stick that one properly, so I gotta put some hot glue or fix the tape. One of my favorite combos is the red on red, because it's less intrusive at night when I'm driving. Also, I'm gonna be going through a FAQ with you guys, questions I had before I purchased this for install. First off being which brand I bought. I went with a generic brand. I actually went straight to the factory to discuss which options would be the best suitable for my needs. Because there's brands like, I think Silverholder, they're terrible. Make sure you don't buy from Silverholder. And then there was a bunch of random ones, but their kit is very limited and they sold stuff I didn't need. I wanted all the dash lines, all the dash blades to be long enough, because you know, for our trucks, our doors and dashes are longer than sedans, and majority of them are made for like Honda Civics and smaller cars. So if you guys order through me, for sure it'll fit your truck just like how I have on the first try. You won't have to rebuy or go through customer support, because I'm going to do the QC for all the items that I ship out. You can send me an email in the description below. And then for the second question, I was wondering how long it would take to install. This took me about 8 to 10 hours with filming. So if I wasn't filming, I'd probably finish in 6 hours. And I had to figure out the kit because this is my first time installing. I think if I was to redo this truck, under 6 hours, easily. It's fairly straightforward. 10 times easier than the headliner install. That took a few days because of the labor of making a hole for every one of the fiber. I have over 800 on the roof here. The doors were very simple. The most difficult part was probably hot gluing it nicely. That's always the hardest part because I'm very meticulous, so I got to go back and fix the hot glue spots. And also I showed you guys the door will rattle if you don't do the wire management properly. Third question I had was, how reliable is the wireless door module? Once you turn the truck off, would they drain my battery and such? And the answer is no. That's because they actually get power off the window regulator. So once your window regulator turns off, or the power to the window regulator turns off from your truck being off, there's no way those will drain your battery. There's your answer for that. Let me show you. If I was to, the truck is in run position right now. That's what it's wired for. If I was to turn it off right now, there'd be like a 1 or 2 second delay before the window regulator shuts off, which shuts off the door lighted power. Watch this. I'm going to turn it off. There you go. That cuts power after 2 seconds, as you've seen. And then when you turn it on, they all come on together. There's no delay at all. That's what I like about this kit. It was much easier to install than I thought, and the quality has been pretty good. I've had it on for probably about a month now. No complaints. App's been good. I didn't even have to reach out to support because my initial order specifications were so up to spec. So everything's done correctly. There's many other kits that need hardwire all the way to your door panels. That is extremely time consuming because going through the wire harness from the interior of the cab to the exterior through that loop is very difficult, and it might damage the plastic tubing when you try to poke a hanger through and such. So I've got 4 wireless modules here, all 4 doors. It's been working flawlessly. Knock on wood. It looks pretty solid, so I'm not too concerned. But that cut my install time to at least a quarter than if I was to poke through all of them. And as I showed you guys earlier, when the lights are on or when it's daytime, this is bright enough to be seen, so it doesn't look ugly like the ones you get on Amazon. The strip ones where you turn on where there's only a light on the end, those are very ugly. I actually tried it on this truck on one door panel. I didn't even plug it in up, powered it temporarily. It was so ugly, I had to throw it away. It was terrible. These ones, there is, I don't know how many hundreds of LEDs spaced from start to finish. That's how they get the individual programming for each LED on the blade light. So it's 100 times brighter than the stuff you buy on Amazon, as this is a custom ordered kit. We can also do other vehicles. If you're thinking of doing a smaller car or larger truck like a mega cab, we can work something out. Just shoot me a message or an email. And I thought about doing this project for a long time, but I thought it'd be difficult. But after coming across what I ordered and what I spec'd, I would definitely do this. And I should have done it earlier. There's another kit online where you could just change the LED bulbs. There's another YouTuber that created this. I think you can change it to red or blue or green, but it can't change colors and it's not bright. And there's no door blade light or side lights here or in the back like mine. So this is 10 times easier for a very cost-effective option, if you guys are thinking. My friends with Beamers, S-Classes, Range Rovers, they get in this and they are very amazed. It looks OEM, especially at the nighttime. Some people say it's a party bus, but you know, it suits my style. I could even turn it off. I could turn everything off if I wanted to. It looks like that. If we turn the roof off, if you think it's too much. or you can turn it down to like really dim. But for the video purpose, I left it on bright so you guys could see the effect. So if you guys don't secure the wires properly with the wiring harness tape, or tape the controller down properly, it's going to sound like this when it rattles against your door panel. Anyways, hope this video helped you guys out. If you got any questions, you can leave them down in the comments below or send me an email. Please like and subscribe if this video helped you. And thanks for watching and have a great day.